Greetings, Darlene here. I wanted to share something a little different and a little special with you today. As you may or may not know, I belong to Toastmasters. Today was one of my days to give a speech, and I struggled with what to give a speech about. But one of the speeches that was in my purview to give was about speaking professionally, learning how to speak professionally. As I thought about it, I thought, wow, what I do on my YouTube channel fits the bill about learning how to speak professionally. So that's what my speech was about. In this video, you will see my speech. And, well, it will start out with the Toastmaster of the day, who happened to be my husband, reading my introduction, and he added his own little dialogue in there along with it, as you will probably be able to tell. And then when I finish giving my speech, I've also included the gal that gave the evaluation of my speech, because in Toastmasters, that's one of the things we always do, is evaluate our speeches. We don't criticize, we always evaluate. It's to build us up and to help us know ways that we can improve how we speak. So if you're ready, I present to you today my Pendleton Club 154 Toastmasters speech by moi. So here goes.
Now it's my great pleasure to introduce our speaker. Her name is Darlene Marquardt. She's Distinguished Toastmasters Time 2. She has caused some adversity in her house because now she's got one more. She's got one more DTM than I do. The title of her speech is Motivational. It's through pathways. Strategy level 5 elective. Prepare to speak. Professionally 18 to 20 minutes.
I'm not going to talk that long.
But she's only, thank goodness there's be no adversity, and she's only going to speak 5 to 7 minutes. The title of her speech is Speaking Outside of Toastmasters, running a successful YouTube channel. For several years, Darlene has been building her YouTube channel, causing more adversity in the house. Each week, often several times a week, Darlene presents a video on her channel. Most videos are about gardening, which does cause some adversity in the house. Some are about other homemaker tasks, or occasionally she just shares her thoughts, which can also cause some adversity. She hopes to use this project to help her learn to present her speeches more professionally as she becomes more confident in her ability as a professional speaker. Please welcome Distinguished Toastmasters Time 2, Darlene Marquardt.
Okay. Can you all see me? Have you ever thought about speaking professionally? I know at least one of you has. I know that Beth speaks what I would consider professionally, because she gives all kinds of lessons about her science stuff to lots of different people. I consider that what I do on my YouTube channel is speaking professionally. My YouTube channel, as you can see, is called Darlene's Garden Channel. And our nickname for our yard is Marquardt Meadows. But if you look up on YouTube, my channel. It's just called Darlene's Garden Channel. So why do I consider myself professional? I consider myself becoming professional. What is a professional speaker anyway? A professional speaker, superior public speakers, as you can see written in front of you there, are people that talk about a specific topic and they have a definite style in delivering their messages, and they engage the audience from the very beginning of their speech to the very closing of the speech, and they're very poised and confident. I'm working on all of that. It's not something that just happens to anybody automatically. My topic of expertise as I speak in my YouTube videos is my garden. And as you can see, I have produced a lot of videos. You can see some of the thumbnails for some of them on the screen. I will tell you in a little bit how many I've actually uploaded. So what makes a professional speaker? A speaker needs to have credibility and experience. My credibility comes when I actually go out in my garden and film myself doing things in the garden. I don't just talk about it. Well, I do talk about it, but I actually I demonstrate doing it. So that gives me credibility so that people know, listening to it, know that I am actually doing what I'm talking about. I'm following my own preaching per se. And I have experience. You can see that I had a lot of videos there, and I've been gardening off and on since I was a very little girl with my daddy out in his garden. I always loved to help him with his garden. So a professional speaker needs to have expertise in what they're talking about. I have taken upon myself to learn about all different kinds of gardening, not just the style that I do. And I've experimented with different styles of gardening to find out what works for me. And I try to be sure to tell the listeners when I make videos that the way I do it isn't the only way to do something, that there are many different ways. And if you listen to other people's YouTube videos, they will tell you their way, but no one way is the right way. The way that is right is the way that works for you. I feel like I have a strong message because in today's day and age, eating healthy and providing oneself with their own food without having to go to the grocery store is very important. And I have made connections over the time that I've been making YouTube videos with many other people that make YouTube videos. And it helps to have this collaboration and working together with other YouTubers, gardeners. Some of them call themselves homesteaders. Some of them call themselves preppers. Some of them just call themselves gardeners, like I do. And making my videos has helped me gain confidence. Like we learn in Toastmasters, practice. Practice, practice, practice. So the more you make videos and present them to people on your channel, the better you get at it. That's not saying that every video is better than the one before, but that is one of the goals. Okay, so I have actually made and uploaded 490 videos. That's a lot of videos. I have right now 518 subscribers. Notice that when I talked about being a professional speaker, I didn't mention anything about money. In some cases, to be professional, you have to be making money at it. But that is not necessarily the case when it comes to speaking. And yes, it's good if you can make money at it. But on YouTube, in order to even begin to think about making any money on a YouTube channel, you have to have well over 1,000 subscribers, and they have to have watched your videos for a certain number of hours. My message that I try to get across to everyone is that anyone can grow a garden. From apartment dwellers who grow in pots on the windowsill, you might just have one little plant that you sit on a windowsill that makes you a gardener. And then to folks with lots of acres who grow not only for themselves, but for their whole community, and some even for market gardens where they sell what they grow. Most of us are somewhere in between. So the things that I like about gardening and the things I try to portray in my speeches that I give on my videos. I love to get my hands in the dirt. It's therapeutic somehow or another. And in a unusual, maybe kind of sense, it's almost religious in that I think about how God made the dirt and the worms and the bugs and itsy bitsy little seed that I put into the dirt, and the miracle of that seed growing into a plant, and the plant giving me something to eat, whether it's a head of lettuce, a beet, a tomato, a pepper, whatever it is, it's a miracle. And that it does something to your soul when you know that you have some little part of working with God to help that happen. It's important nowadays that we try to be as self-sufficient as possible. We need to counteract some of the food shortages that are either happening or they, whoever they are, tell us is going to be happening. And we can do that by growing our own food. And we know that the food we grow is more healthy because the food you buy in the grocery store, it's probably been sprayed with chemicals to keep the bugs from eating it and to help it grow faster. Whereas my food in my own garden, I try to do it as organically as possible so that I know it is good for me when I eat it. So the part that's professional, we all have stories to tell. We all have experiences. And your first area of credibility as a professional speaker comes from the authenticity that you bring to whatever story you are telling. So when you speak about an experience, professional, educational, or personal, and share how it contributed to you as a person or your understanding of the world, you establish credibility. And that's probably one of the most important parts of becoming a professional speaker. So I use my YouTube channel to help me tell that story, to build the story, to increase my expertise. I learn as I teach, because trying out things that I've learned about gardening, actually doing them helps me to learn more about them. I become a stronger speaker because, like I said earlier, practice, practice, practice. I increase my photography skills at the same time, and that is something I need to focus on a little more than I have in the past to make my videos even more professional than they currently are. It's coming along, and I take steps toward becoming a professional speaker. I love doing my YouTube channel. So I'm hoping this morning that as you think about what you can do to become a professional speaker, think about what you have passion for, and make sure that you tell people what you have on your heart. And don't be afraid to share. Don't be afraid to learn. Don't be afraid to do what you need to do to become a professional speaker. And maybe somewhere along the line, you'll actually get paid for it. I have a dream that that might happen someday. But if it doesn't, I still enjoy doing it. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
And, well, actually, we need to go to the evaluator of the speech is, I think, the direction we need to go. So who is evaluating the Darlene's speech?
That's
Their
it.
volunteer?
I am.
Okay, Beth.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Darlene, as always appreciate your speeches. I always learn things as well as being entertained or whatever your purpose happens to be that day. You always seem to get it right on that. And again, your topic was, not again, but your topic was speaking professionally outside of Toastmasters, which you showed us by how you use your YouTube channel to do that and how you use that to help improve your skills speaking professionally. You started out with your objective, which was learn to speak more professionally through doing something, right? You showed your qualifications by showing how many subscribers you had and how many videos you had done. By the way, extremely impressive. I need to get on there because I like to garden. So I think I need to become your 519th subscriber, right? So congratulations on that. Your style, you described how you used it. It was not historical, it was not those kind of styles, it was just telling us how you used it. Your use of a prop, obviously your YouTube channel, and us getting the opportunity to see those things was very good. That was perfect, the way you did that, and it made perfect sense that you did. You tied it to us, me specifically, right up front, so of course you bring me right in, but you asked us, hey, do you like to garden? Do you like to speak professionally? Have you ever thought about it, right? So you did bring that right to us right there at the very beginning. Good use of your hands. Your gestures were up here. You used some excellent gestures when you talked about God. You did up. When you talked about the seed growing, you did this. Your emotion, one of my favorite parts was your emotion that you showed when, let's see, sorry, I had two different sets of notes here. There was a good point where you used emotion. Oh, you talked about miracles, about it doing something to your soul. You had a nice pause there that was very good. I really liked that. And the fact that the other thing I really liked was that you said that a professional speaker engages the audience from the very beginning to the very end. I really liked your pictures that came with some of that. It was an interesting mix of how to speak professionally and gardening. We learned about gardening and we learned about speaking professionally. Well done. That was kind of tricky how you did that. Very nice. Enjoyed that very much. You tied it to us all the way through at the end, especially when you said we could be a gardener from just one pot on our windowsill all the way to the farmer's market, right? Okay. You brought us all together so that we're pretty much all a part of this, which was very, very nicely done. Did you motivate me? Did you meet your objective on how you used it and help me to try and use it? Yeah, you said, let's try and find your passion, find what's in there. Use your passion then to speak and to become more comfortable doing this. Very nicely tied up. Maybe improve a little bit with, I admit I was a little distracted with the clock. The first one, I'm trying to figure out what's going on, with my computer. But well done. I enjoyed what you did, and thank you very much for sharing that. And we can see and learn from you on how to do that. Thank you.